Why is it I'm always like, I not know. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh Lord, I want to do a review of yesterday's trading day. So let me just give a backstory of yesterday. I didn't have access like to be on the chat, like being on the chat because oh wow, like that delete that because I had to go work on a project, a physical project, kind of like trying to start up basically a home automation company, but not using ready-made. Wow, see the way these two gaps are aligning, and I've not even started the analysis. Ready, not using ready-made like devices, so we are like coding our own kind of stuff. Not me primarily, but our boss, our Oga. So I went there to learn, but I took my PC with me because I knew that I might not might spend a lot of time there. I might not have chance to go home and reset and look at the chat. And funny enough, I left there around 8 p.m. my time, GMT plus 3. So, but I did get some working. I'll show, like, if you watch the other video, you'll see that I started recording from like around 3:30 my time. If you look at, okay, let me just say from around 8:30 New York, 8:36 or thereabout. And then I just left it recording. So if you notice on this chart, you see that it wasn't moving because I didn't set it well, but you could see like price action on ES. So it was like after like 1 hour 30 minutes, I came back to, because I knew that at that time would be like really important. That's when I came back to adjust it. Then I was really annoyed actually when I came back. I saw that wow, the thing wasn't actually recording the real, like I didn't shift the charts well so that as it's moving, the charts will move with it. So that's just by the way. So from what I said in the previous review video, you hear me say something about there was a chance that price might be slow yesterday because of, at least in the morning session of US New York morning session, because of the FOMC news which did this violence. Oh shit, phone call. I have to pause this. Well, I know in the video it's going to show like a blip, but I really have to go do something for someone. Quick, quick. So I didn't even know where I stopped. So I think I stopped. What I said last was like in the previous review, price was. I was expecting price to be slow. I said it that way. I think in that fashion because you really don't know till the day. But based on history, any day there's FOMC, the morning session of New York is always kind of like saying, okay, let's see, this is London. Look at how it's just doing till when is FOMC time. Boom, higher time frame objective, and then it's will have continuous day. So that is how it is. But because of the news drivers giving it like a chance, but that didn't mean that there wasn't something in the morning session which I'm going to walk through today. So hopefully you please the other recording is so long. If you have not watched it, please try to watch it. It's 2 hours long. You can watch it on 2x speed, 3x speed, 4x speed. So I think the second half of the video is really important, not the first 1 hour. Well, there's a lot of information there. I'm capturing data. That's why I'm always recording and posting it. So even though I wasn't there, I can view the price as it was printing. I usually like, we'll get into it. My worry, my fault. Um, mm, mm, mm. It was like okay, morning session. So this high, this up. Did I just freeze? This is like the high of the day as at when I woke up before I went out, and it also aligns with like midnight of New York. So the gap of the day opening kind of price was selling down up to this day, up until this point, 6 a.m. So around it's same thing on ES2, same thing. So let me drop down to the 15 minutes. I know that the more I do this, I'll get better at explaining what I'm saying or relaying my message better, because I don't think I'm doing a good job of that. Like with regards to that now. So same thing on ES. So I was trying to look for, hoping to see that they were diverging. So what's wrong with this thing? Okay, cool. To see if they were diverging early on in the day. 8:30. The first news. 8:15 is this. Just it's usually not. It's like a should I say nothing news? It doesn't really do much. So 8:30 price sold up. So I started looking. Okay, price came to this high, formed the high here around 9. I started selling down close to this other high. So with the way I think and trade, I was already thinking that okay, I'll frame my mind for buys at least when I see the opportunity. But that doesn't mean that there wasn't like a small opportunity for sales. But you just see me mark it out on the main video. It's not as if I would have taken it, because I like having like an objective of the day, and if I don't see it, it's better I just leave it that way. So, but there was something on the higher time frame. Let me not rush. I was still having a feeling that because this Friday's low was already taken out, like around noon of the previous day, because if you I was in the afternoon session, most likely take it out on ES. So looking at price now, you're not looking at okay, inside here and here, even though price is going to sell to this point, I'm not saying it's going to sell now. Even though here is looking more likely, like at that time of the morning session, which do you think is reachable for price? And without doing any further any over analysis, is this one. This one looks closer, but that doesn't mean that every time it's going to get to it. And with the nature of the day, even like from what I'm seeing, safe price didn't get to it in the morning session. So it's just the way you need to frame your mind. Okay, which is the most likely? Okay, let me say it like I should say, what is price most likely to draw to? The most likely draw on liquidity at a particular moment in time. So that is what you need to look for. And like before you like why am I saying like too much? When you are trying to like get a buyers for the day or for the week or something. So I had my mind on these highs, especially when price did this around 9:30 started selling down. So what do we see here on the 5 minutes on the five? There's this that you look at that okay, can price sell into this point? If price closes below here, you know that okay, let me just make it easy. Closes below this low, you know that okay, you start looking for sales at least. That means price is just reacting off this the opening gap of the day. I didn't even put a comment on it. Same thing on like this. Okay, today's what, Thursday. This week, NAS and ES has been doing the same. They always do the same thing. They move similarly, but there hasn't been too many divergences that I've seen like at key moments in price. If you know what I mean. Yeah. 8:30, same thing. From the high close to this high. This is where this black line is, and then started selling down. So basically, what you want to look for are the reversals, like to go back and take this high and this high. But that doesn't mean that if you're in a trade, you don't take profits until it clears this high. So there's a difference between being right and being profitable. But you just want to always like align yourself with what is most likely to happen. If that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So let me just let's know. Boom boom boom. Oh yeah, this is it. Go to the 2 minutes over. Okay, they're both on 2 minutes view now. So when I started seeing this, I was just waiting for something clean, something clean. Some Psst, bro, another phone call. Hopefully that's the last phone call I take during this recording. Eh, So I was just looking for something clean as I was saying. So short term lows, short term pools of liquidity. This is here. So when price closed, like took it out, like when price traded below it. So there's difference between price trading below something and closing below it. So trading below can be seen as taking out liquidity or stuff, but closing below is almost like a shift. So you always look for that. Okay, once price goes below like an important point, you want to see like what will price do on the next swing to see if it confirms that stuff, and if it confirms it, and if time aligns and everything, you could set a trade. What I just said now is literally what I do every day. Like as is let me not lie, it's complex in a way, but it's not too complex when you understand. Let me just put it that way. But it's when you pay time, that's when you understand. So look, back to what I said. One doesn't always have to. Both of them don't always have to close below a certain point. If one does it is enough. Close below here around 10. Mind you, there was news at 10 a.m. too in New York time. There was news at 10. Price closed below. I think I was on the chat here actively. I was saying. So immediately I was already looking at this point down. I want to see price trade above this, close above this. Let it just shift and target this highs. So look, price move, and then as I just did this, immediately on the video you would see it. I just put my fib because it has already invalidated this, and now these highs are in sight, or at least the next premium PDRA, which is here 5028.4, the low of the gap 5028.6. So at least you should start taking profits from here to target this as the final short term. Like, mind you, this day was supposed to be slow, so you don't want to be holding trades up until the afternoon session for FOMC where you don't know what will happen. So if you are new and you just heard that, please put that in your left hand and don't use it to eat. That's a Nigerian proverb, by the way. Lord, look at I just did this. And so there's something interesting price did here. If you see as the price was printing live, you see this full candle. You think that, oh shit, it's going for my stop. Sorry for the crossword. It's going for my stop. But you just have to always let the candle close. Let it close. Obviously, when it closes and you're already in the trade, there's really nothing you can do. So if you listen to the previous recording, there was something I said after the gap formed. I was saying that I wanted to see what that candle will do first before I put it. That I said I wanted it to creep into the gap. So this is what I mean. So this is the low of the low of the fair value gap. So when this cloud closes above, forming this gap, this other one closes here. So you know that the gap is between here. Let me remove this fig. Let me explain. You know the gap is between here and here. So this candle now, this next candle, I don't want to just see it come. It can do. It can actually. It can, and it will still deliver price. But I want to see it do something like this. Let it just be creeping to the discount and then reverse. So, but that is like the previous, okay, 2 days ago on 30th April 30th, what he did is was that he just went ahead and closed. Then I was just uninterested at that point. So that's what I meant. So it's not as if I was cherry picking it. I just like seeing like there's already a signature I'm used to that I'm comfortable with. So if I don't see it, it's just my model actually. So it doesn't have to be your own. Look at it. Boom. So like I was saying, if it already closed, so most likely you're wrong and you just be like, okay, and you take your L and you look forward to the next trading day. Meanwhile, today I might not be trading because I have a lot of assignments that are not really long to do, but I just have to do them because I've been postponing it for a while. And it's a day before FOMC, and sometimes, well, let me not create. Sometimes it's always like a dodge day, but last month it wasn't. So it's just like a day you want to stay off, and even the NFP day. Did I say FOMC? The NFP day on Friday, which is tomorrow. If you don't really know what to look for in price, don't engage. If not, you go see shaky. It just basically. So basically just the same thing. favor buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, BC, I did BC, and then you see price trade down into it. So interestingly, I was looking at both NAS and ES, and if not for what I was doing, I know that if you have been listening to the previous recordings, you'll be hearing hypothetical, hypothetical, hypothetical. Well, it's just because I've not been in the perfect conditions to trade. So I keep saying hypothetical, but if I was like locked in, fully locked in, this one is a no-brainer. Even though this didn't get to even 1 to 2, but this is a no-brainer trade. Price taps your my entry here, 5023. Second candle, behaving as if it wants to go for the stop immediately. But look, as it just closes above what? Closes above the low of this inefficiency. That is what you need to see. And just look at the second candle. It gives you extra confidence. At least it goes here, almost takes out this high, but forms equals high. So you know that okay, let's just see. Let's just see. And then that would have been your trade of the day. And so talking about being right and being profitable, look at, let's say 5023 is the entry, 5020 is the stop, 3 points below. 6 points above is what? 5029. But you could take five. This is five. The low of this gap here is 5.5 handles. So you could take partials off there and then full stop here. So most likely you might have been stopped at a break even if you are waiting for it. Like if you left like, let's say 0.01 lots, or if you are trading futures, one contract to, or one micro contract to come and take out this size, and you put your stop at break even. Price didn't get there today, so it's not every day you get all those kind of moves. I be yesterday, since this is Thursday. So basically this was the entry. And if you look at time, as soon as, let me see, 10:58, that's when price reached like 1 to 2 objective. At immediately 11 a.m. New York, I just stopped the recording because then my free time was over, like on the project we're working on. I had to go and focus. Look at NAS too. So same idea, but NAS didn't give 1 to 2. But most likely this is a break-even stop trade on NAS without, if I'm thinking a 20-point stop. What is this? 28 points at the highest, more than. And so most likely at this point you have started cutting. Most likely stop is at this low, this one here, and then when it goes above 20 points you say okay, break even, let's see what's going to happen. But he didn't get it. So this is just the reality. So one would have been a winner, one would have been a break even, or if you didn't even manage your stop right, you closed it in some kind of loss. So let's say after it clears this high, or let's say after it closes above this high finally. Previously it was weakening. It closes above, you take your stop to break even or below this one, you'd have incurred some kind of loss. So that's just it. So I hope this review was helpful. And okay, back to what I was saying. I knew that I was not gonna forget. So look at what price was doing. Let me take it to 15 for more context. So this is just like a tiny trade in just this sine wave move. And then 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30, price brings out like it was just doing all these slow things for the main move up. See how high it went in like 1 to 45 minutes, and then the next 45 minutes it came back down to 8. So that's how crazy FOMC might be. So if you are new and you don't know the news that are really crazy, I think it's FOMC, NFP, CPI, PPI. Those are the news that don't ever put a trading limit, only if you want to gamble before the news hits, because things will just be happening. So I'll still look, maybe later in the day I'll look at what price is doing, because it came to this inefficiency here, but I've not really gauged what it is. This is this 24th April. What was 24th of April? What day was that? Sorry. Okay, last week Wednesday's opening gap. So let's just see what price will do today. But I'm not really interested today because Let Friday, let tomorrow give a definition, and then next week we attack basically. But we attack with caution and sense. So same thing on NAS. Okay, same thing, same thing. Came to this inefficiency. Then use the next 45 minutes to crash down. So quick one. Okay, you can already see that this is some form of, let me just use this one. This is some form of liquidity that price has engineered so far on ES. Not typically the same. Okay, this is small divergence. It's not typically the same on NAS, but this is what you can keep your eye on. If you start seeing price shifting towards it, you know that price is either coming to fill this new days gap, which is almost the same. Okay, it's the same on NAS, but not the same on ES. Like, so these are the things you can target. So that here. Well, who knows? Let's see. Till the next review and recording. Adios.